Yeah, so apparently Will had this nightmare last night, and it was real. I guess there was a werewolf involved or something. I think Will was pretty much done talking about wine at this point. He really seemed to have a lot on his mind and was anxious to tell me all about this werewolf in his nightmare and how much it scared him. It was actually kind of starting to scare me too. Is he even watching the road? His arms are all over the place, and he still seems to be freaked out about the monster under the bed. I mean, it was real. I can't even look. It freaks him out when I panic over his driving, and I really don't want to make matters worse right now. He really seems to be going through some things. I think I'll just let him vent for a while. I have been really anxious to get started on this Verde Valley wine project, but we have been so busy this week getting caught up with processing orders and restocking shelves that my time has been pretty limited. Since I have some assistance this afternoon, I was able to finally sit down and get started on the data entry portion of this project. There is a lot of work involved in this part. We have approximately 10 hours of documented recordings to go through and 6 menus with a large variety of wines to choose from. Therefore, I think I'm going to make this a little bit easier on myself and start with the process of elimination. We have narrowed our selection down to 3 wineries with about 4 hours of audio recordings to go through, so tonight I am working on inputting the wines we chose from each menu into the computer and transcribing the differences that we detected during our tasting experience. This is going to help me find those distinctive aromas that I may not find in the winemaker's description. I want to make sure that I am truly bringing out those distinguishable characteristics in the wine. Will and I have narrowed our selection down to 3 wines, 1 wine from each of the 3 wineries. We chose each wine based on the strength of its aroma, how pleasant it was on the nose, and the way that it made us feel when we drank it. We each had a different glass of wine at each winery. Last night we took a vote on whose glass won at each of those 3 locations, and ultimately we will be using these 3 wines for our first fragrance blend. I will not be recreating any of these wines on their own. My goal is to create my own blend from these 3 wines. I want something that combines the aromas of all 3 wineries and brings me right back to the Verde Valley as soon as I open the lid. This is when things really start to get fun. Okay, just wanted to give you guys a little update on Will and his, his situation. um, so everything's been pretty normal since we've been home. He's been sleeping just fine. No more werewolves or monsters under the bed or anything like that. On a more serious note, though, I do think it is possible that he went through some sort of paranormal experience. I do think also that there's a bigger mystery behind the Jerome Grand Hotel than what we can see on camera or hear on audio. Since we were not in Jerome on a paranormal type of investigation experience, it's kind of hard to say whether or not it was spirit related or not, just to be real. As far as Will's concerned, I would say it was more of a energy manipulation experience for him. As far as I'm concerned, I did not experience anything like Will did. I would relate it more to an energy interference, if that makes sense to you. I'm not really sure, but it does to me, so. Or, it could also be that we're both just equally as nuts and really do belong at the insane asylum there in Jerome, who knows? It could have been our calling. Or it could also be that, we're just a bunch of lightweights and can't really handle the wine like we thought we could in our old age. Who knows? Who cares? It was fun, and I would definitely go back to Jerome and experience another type of experience, especially if, it's going to involve entertainment from Will unexpectedly, because that's always good fun. The entire experience is going to make a pretty incredible art piece, so We shall see. Oh yeah, there is one thing I about forgot to mention. Something that still remains an unsolved mystery in this house.